JD Martinez, finally back in the lineup. What is just the plan with him, though, and how do you have to manage him, especially over this next week? Do you have to ease him back in, or is he good to go?
I'd love to say he's good to go. So right now, our plan is to run him out there for 5 in a row, and then get him off on Sunday. But it could change depending on how he's feeling.
Is this one of those, will this week, I guess, be a learning for you to see how his body reacts and how you might have to manage him moving forward?
I think so. I'm still hopeful that he's going to be able to, make those starts this week. But just keeping it in mind, keeping a watchful eye, and I think JD's been very good about, being honest with how he feels.
What was the purpose of him being at Loyola, taking BP yesterday?
Word travels fast, Dave.
It's on social media, Dave.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
I'm not on social media.
I'm here to inform you.
So he was just offside. We had something going last night at the ballpark. So just to have a way of having a field and having him get some access.
Has he admitted to you that he's addicted to hitting?
I figured that. He loves to hit and will hit all day long. So he's pretty good at it.
Is he doing anything different leading up to the game? I don't know, stretching more or
I think the day games are certainly more abbreviated because of the time. So the night games, I think he's trying to do a little bit more on the front end, but I can't speak to the specifics though.
Gus Varland's a new guy in your bullpen. What can we expect from him? How much do you know about the way he's brought his career back to life?
Yeah, I like Gus. He's an original Dodger and got to know him a few years ago, and it's good to have back. Not sure. I think for me, it's just be ready when called upon. I know he's done some things with our player development and worked on some pitches, sequencing, and things like that. I haven't seen him in quite some time, but so we'll kind of read and react. But I'll try to get him out there when I can.
Is his name on your radar for a possible call-up at any time before this season?
No, it wasn't, but I'm happy to have him back.
Dave, the next 6 games on this homestand are against teams that you may see in October, the way things are lined up right now. With the way you guys are playing, do you feel like it's more of a measuring stick for the Brewers and Marlins?
I think that's a question for them. For us, I don't see it as a measuring stick. I always try to measure ourselves against ourselves, regardless of opponent. But your question's fair. So certainly to kind of keep mental notes and watch tendencies and things like that, because it could be a potential opponent. These two teams, we're definitely mindful of that. Yeah.
When you go from you guys kind of battling for the division lead for most of the year, like within a couple weeks, you're 8.5 games up now. Does that change like the day-to-day dynamic at all, or just kind of the mood around the team? You all of a sudden have this cushion to lean on?
It's hard not to say it doesn't change the mood. I think obviously, you feel better when you're in first place versus chasing. But I do think that the overall mindset to continue to try to get better each day hasn't wavered. I'm gonna watch guys' workloads and things like that, but we're still trying to win every game. I mean, that's clear. But you really got to be careful about complacency, and I believe that this group won't fall victim to that.
Has this been kind of a surprisingly pleasant development that you're not in as much of a dogfight as maybe it looked like you guys were going to be, at this point of the year?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Given if you look back 4 or 5 weeks ago, could we have envisioned this situation? I think we could have saw ourselves playing like this, but to get to be in this position, it takes other teams not playing well at all. So it is what it is. I'm not going to apologize for it, and I just want to try to stress continuing to win baseball games and seeing where we're at once we get to the postseason.
When you say you don't think complacency will be an issue, is that just a byproduct of some of the newer faces on the team, or is that sort of how last year ended?
I think it's a combo. Last year was certainly a sour note that I still believe that a lot of people in that room feel. I certainly do. albeit it's a different year. There's a lot of new personalities, ball players that I think that are just as hungry, and the character's off the charts. So that's why it's easy for me to bet that complacency won't come into our clubhouse.
How much of a luxury is it to be able to rest pretty much anybody you want to, and let these younger guys get some valuable time in right now?
It's a luxury. It's a luxury that we've earned. But I will say that in theory, it's nice to think about giving guys days off, but you and I know there's some guys that are going to be very resistant to that, even though we have this luxury. So we'll see how that goes. But we just got to keep playing good baseball.
Shelby Miller starting a rehab assignment. Do you have any idea how long that's projected to last?
It's going to be tomorrow. It's supposed to be today. I think it's going to be tomorrow. I think that I don't know exactly. I would say that a couple 2 to 3 is fair, and kind of seeing where we're at with the roster and seeing how he's feeling. Probably have to revisit that conversation.
2 to 3 outings.
Yeah.
At least. Okay.
Yeah.
Were you getting, what kind of reports were you getting? Because he started like 3 times in Arizona already. How did he look in those games?
Really good, really good. The velocity is good, command really good, and so now it's just getting him out there to OKC, playing against better competition, how he is responding to a back-to-back and things like that.
Dave, you've said in past Bobby starts and Emmett, your young pitchers, you had a balance of winning games but also developing guys. Do you feel now with the lead that you have tonight that maybe Bobby has a little bit extra leash? Are you more on the development side to get him ready season for what you may need ahead?
I think every game that he pitches, every inning he throws in the big leagues, his development, his experience. I can't answer that question right now because every game situation is different. His last outing, I felt that I don't know if it's he earned. He was throwing the baseball well enough. The game situation, whatever reason, I felt to send him back out there for the 8th inning. I don't know how tonight's going to play out. I could feel in that moment that he should go out for that next inning or push him or whatever you want to look at it, or that's enough. So we have a rested Penn coming off an off day. So I just don't know that answer right now. I think it's each outing is separate, but I will say every time he takes a baseball, he's learning valuable lessons.
Prior to Ryan Pepiot's last outing in AAA, we were talking about the need to get him built up before you talk about bringing him up here. 6 perfect innings. Is he built up?
He's built up. He had a great one. I think for us, it's expecting him to go out there and do it again. Right now, guys are throwing the baseball well, and Ryan hasn't participated in quite some time. So to see him giving consistency of outings and pitching well is good for him.
Dave, is Johnny DeLuca like in Arizona? I know he's still got the hamstring thing going on.
He's in Arizona. He just he took some at bats off Walker yesterday and Trinan. So he's in Arizona. I don't know for how much longer though.